let's get into this.
As we know, Order 66 was the order given by Emperor Palpatine
Correct.
just after the death of Mace Windu and the transformation of Anakin into Darth Vader. The order was programmed into the clones' heads by way of an inhibitor
Did somebody say
which sense the matter.
Darth Vader? It's not about you. Sorry.
As we know, Order
Anyway.
66 was the order given by Emperor Palpatine just after the death of Mace Windu
Correct.
and the transformation of Anakin into Darth Vader.
Yep.
The order was programmed
Did
into the clones'
somebody
heads by way of an
say
inhibitor
Darth?
which controlled their minds to take out the Jedi and serve the Chancellor. The rest of the events that led from this
I hate
are
that
what we
scene.
know today. But what if we go into another timeline, an alternate universe, and one that I
Alternate?
think makes much more sense in some ways? What if Order 66 failed?
Well, the whole Star Wars universe would be gone. But I gotta admit, I hated Order 66, so
Their minds
let's
to
see.
take out the
What do you
Jedi
gotta
and
tell me? What do you gotta
all
say?
else. Their first and foremost, Jedi have decades of training. What if Order 66 failed? Jedi have decades of training, mastering the Force above all else. Their first and foremost abilities were to be able to sense their surroundings and feel any threats, such as when Anakin and Obi-Wan could even feel
Yo!
the Kuhans that
I think that's
attempted to
Ahsoka.
poison Padme.
Maybe.
The Jedi not being able to sense the complete 180 turn of the clones, raising their guns at them and firing, would have been enough of a shift in the Force, just as Yoda had felt, in order for them to escape or to have an advantage to fight back harder. The Jedi Temple events, however, would continue to play out the way they did, as Anakin was too powerful for any Jedi in the Temple. He would then go to Mustafar as ordered, while the rest of the clones would continue to take out the Jedi.
Yo!
Slowly,
James! What you doing, James? Louie, you're messing up the video! Yo, me! Oh, what's up, Oh my gosh, he messed up the video!
Makes much more sense.
Louie!
First and foremost, Anakin and Obi-Wan could even feel the
Shut
Kuhans that attempted to poison Padme.
Sorry.
The Jedi not being able to sense the complete 180 turn of the clone Yoda had felt in order for them to escape or to have an advantage to fight back harder. The Jedi Temple events, however, would continue to play out the way they did, as Anakin was too powerful for any Jedi in the Temple. He would then go to Mustafar as ordered, while the rest of the clones would continue to take out the Jedi, slowly being killed one by one by more advancing Jedi.
So true.
Plo
The
Koon
Jedi
would
should
still
have
be
been
alive,
able to kill
So
them.
would Sakura, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Sindralic, and the list goes on. Of course, not every Jedi would live. The clones were a formidable force. However, the more powerful and more Force-attuned ones would sense the matter immediately. After Anakin was ordered to Mustafar by Palpatine, Yoda would meet Obi-Wan at the raided Jedi Temple, and they would send a beacon out to all of the survivors of Order 66, where we would essentially see almost the entire Jedi Council returning, with the exception of Anakin Skywalker, of course, who is now Darth Vader. We have to remember this doesn't
Did
give
somebody
Palpatine
shut up?
time to leave the city, as all of these events took only a few hours at the most to execute. He wouldn't have heard back from the commanders because, one, they'd all be dead, and two, he'd assumed they were all still carrying out orders. Yoda would send Obi-Wan and Plo Koon to Mustafar to seize and capture Anakin to be tried in the Galactic Court, while he would take Ki-Adi-Mundi, Sindralic, and Aayla Secura to confront the Emperor, while the remaining
Yes,
Jedi would
sirree.
participate to hunt down as many clones as they could. After telling Padme about what Anakin has done, he and Plo would sneak onto her ship until they landed on the fiery planet. Yoda and the Masters would fly to the Chancellor's office in Coruscant to once and for all bring an end to the Sith Lord who had been right under their very noses for so many years. As Padme's ship landed, she stepped out to
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. In Revenge of the Sith, those guys, the Jedis died so quick when they tried to stop Palpatine. Like, oh my gosh, it was triggering how freaking fast they died. Anyway,
meet Anakin when he looked up to see Obi-Wan
Sorry.
and Plo Koon standing in the opening of the ship's extended plank. Their silhouettes almost godlike as the light cast a shadow illuminating their outline, embossed in the red blaze of the red bubbling lava. Anakin yelled at Padme, choking her, until Plo, who was much more quick to stop this than Obi-Wan, jumped in the air and shot Force Judgment onto Anakin. This was Plo's. Let go, she stumbled backwards and ran up to Obi-Wan. This angered Vader even more. The betrayal he felt was compounded only with hatred he couldn't even compare to the heat of the planet's melting core. As he ignited his lightsaber in unison to Obi-Wan and Plo, the battle began. Sidious frowned at Yoda as he watched his royal red guards fall to the floor. Yoda and the 3 Jedi Masters entered his office, all igniting their lightsabers. Palpatine tried to escape, knowing he was no match for 3 Masters and Grandmaster Yoda. With no exit strategy, he turned to face them, telling Yoda, "Your arrogance blinds you, Master Yoda," and ignited his lightsaber. He attempted the same strategy as he had with Mace and his legions of
That scene is
Masters,
so iconic
thrusting his
though
saber
when
into
he does
Sagira's
his little
heart
flip.
as she laid on the floor motionless. His speed was far too ferocious for them. Yoda jumped off the wall and flipped to block Palpatine's attack on Ki-Adi-Mundi, who went to strike Palpatine's head but missed and got paralyzed by a jolt of Force lightning. As he withered on the floor, Yoda watched as Drellic's head rolled next to him. He was astounded by Palpatine's speed and precision, swinging as fast as he could and blocking just as hard.
Yoda.
The two were evenly matched, as Yoda sent Palpatine flying back with a strong Force push, using this time to run to Ki-Adi, who started to regain his consciousness once again. Helping him up,
Yoda.
the 2 Jedi Masters ran towards Sidious. Anakin and Obi-Wan exchanged immense hits while Plo attacked when he could. His lightsaber abilities were amazing, but he was not on the same level as Anakin here. As they continued to fight down the corridor and into the station, Anakin could feel himself being cornered by the 2 Jedi Masters. Obi-Wan from the left and Plo from the right. Anakin was boxed in. Front flipping over
You're dead,
Plo,
Anakin!
attempting to strike him. However, he was stopped by Obi-Wan. When Plo used this advantage to shoot the most powerful amount of Force Judgment onto Anakin as he possibly could, Skywalker dropped to the ground, shrieking in agony as yellow thunderbolts crawled up his face, body, and bones like spiders with daggers for legs. Kenobi and Kun stepped over him, lightsabers an inch from his skull. They unanimously announced, "In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you are under arrest." Palpatine had to decide quickly which Jedi he would advance to, as Ki-Adi-Mundi and Yoda rushed him. He knew Yoda was far more powerful, so he decided to take out the weaker opponent first, that being Mundi. This is what Yoda anticipated. Quickly running up to Palpatine and flipping over him, Palpatine became confused and blocked Ki-Adi's attack, then turned to block Yoda's when he was cut in half by the Grand Master. Laying on the floor, unable to move, his fate had taken the same turn of events as his apprentice, Darth Maul. With Obi-Wan and Plo returning to the temple as Anakin sat in the back of the ship, cuffed at the hands and feet, they went to the Chancellor's office as they saw lights flashing from within the windows. Meeting Yoda at the docking bay, he and Ki-Adi boarded the ship to take Padme to a droid crew to deliver her unborn children. Anakin would remain restrained as his yellow eyes stared in hatred at the Jedi Masters who tried to figure out what to do with him. Banishing him from the Council and the Temple, stripping him of his Jedi status, the Galactic Senate appointed Bail Organa as Chancellor and moved to sentence Anakin to spend an eternity in prison once the security footage of the massacres at the Temple, including the slaughter of the younglings, were presented. Padme would survive, and her children, Luke and Leia, would be trained from infancy in the Jedi Temple with Yoda, Obi-Wan, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Plo Koon, and subordinate Jedi who had survived as well. The galaxy would live in peace and harmony, with 2 new Skywalkers eventually growing up to carry on the Jedi way.
Wow. I just gotta say thank you all for watching. Credit to Star Wars Theory for the amazing art and video. This is Plushie Reacts, episode 1. We'll see you in episode 2.